Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to discuss on the latest developing stories. We start with Ilkay Gundogan as the Barcelona summer signings wife denies claims about the player struggling at the club. We are going to discuss on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking about some injury updates as Barcelona 90 million rated midfielder throwing a loan ahead of Sociedad clash. Pedri joined team sessions. We are also going to be discussing more on that development. So guys, as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Ilkay Gundogan has become something of a talking point inside Barcelona lately. The former Manchester City star raised eyebrows with his scathing criticism of his teammates shortly after the Real Madrid defeat. Although his criticism was taken well by the Barcelona board, his comments came as a shock to many players who are not accustomed to such criticism. At the same time, Dario Sport's Tony Juanmati came up with a fresh report suggesting that it was not the first time Gundogan was disappointed with Barcelona. The Spanish journalist claimed that Gundogan showed his anger just a few days after joining Barca on a free transfer earlier this summer. Juan Marti pointed out that the former Borussia Dortmund midfielder was accustomed to, perfection, having spent 7 years at Manchester City, winning many titles in the process. Moreover, Gundogan and his family reportedly felt abandoned after joining Barcelona as the player was apparently not given proper attention or lodging and transportation facilities. However, Gundogan's wife Sarah has denied these rumors in a recent conversation with Twitter user FCB War. He said, "It is completely fake news. We are really happy and we had so much support from the club and the staff," Sarah replied. Gundogan, for his part, has recently expressed his delight to play for football club Barcelona. He heaped praise on the club at the Ballon d'Or ceremony. The German international notably made the 14th spot in the Ballon d'Or ranking, 2 spots below his Barca teammate Robert Lewandowski. Of course, Ilkay Gundogan has been making a lot of headlines lately. It all started with the defeat after the defeat against Real Madrid last weekend. Of course, for which I know everybody knows he had every right to be mad because the way the dressing room received that defeat was not the way it should be. If a team really have high aspirations to go out there to win things, if a team of Barcelona stature needs to go out there as expected to dominate, to win trophies, then losing against your bitter rivals and acting as if it is normal or you don't feel the emotions running out, then there's a problem. Of course, Gundogan couldn't hide his mind. I think he has been saying this before. I think the defeat against Real was just the point where he could not hold back. Of course, shortly after that, we heard all kinds of reports after that saying Gundogan, even before that Madrid defeat, he have not been happy with the way Barca have handled him or have received him since joining the club, blah blah blah, stuff like that. And of course, it like I don't know, all this media start giving some bad pictures, making as though Barca are not treating Gundogan well since he arrived and stuff like that. And now getting the fact that his wife Sarah have come to social media and blasted all such fake news, calling them fake news. Yes, that Gundogan is a happy man. The family, they are happy with the way Barca, took care of them when they joined the club as they were new in Spain, and all what Tony Juan Marte have been saying in social media recently about the fact that Gundogan have been mad ever since he came to Barca are all fake news. Gundogan is a professional. He's a very mature man, and I like him so much. I like him so much. When he joined the club, I was very happy, like many other callers out there. And he's a leader, right? He's the one who led Man City to the treble. He has that natural leadership qualities in him. It's just that when he came to Barca, he can't be the leader, right? He knows that he's just a normal player, not a captain, but that does not change the fact that he knows the captaincy duties no matter what. And that is why if the captain of Barca, whoever it is, whether it's Sergio Roberto or Ter Stegen, couldn't bring up the morale of the team after such a defeat, I think the fact that Ilkay Gundogan did just that, I think he is a leader. A leader must not be somebody who have stayed for the longevity issues like how this Barca philosophy, the tradition of Barca have always been. If Gundogan comes and they see that yes, he has the leadership qualities, like he's the one who led City, he's a leader by nature. Even if he took the captaincy, which normally many people criticize, saying that he's just new, why will you give him that? But I believe that if Gundogan was the captain of this club, I think things could have been a little bit better because he knows how to handle people. Then on to the final story of discussion. Barca, as is the trend pretty much every season at this point, were hit by a storm of injuries going into the Champions League group stages. Several starters were sidelined, with a couple already out when the season started. Frankie de Jong and Lewandowski picked up ankle injuries, while Rafinha pulled up his hamstring for Sevilla. Jules Koundé was also ruled out of action due to a knock to his muscle. Sergio Roberto, who picked up an injury in training. As such, Barca were without half their outfield players, and when they took on Real Madrid last weekend for the first El Clasico of the season, Lewandowski, Rafinha, and Koundé made it back to the bench but were in no condition to start that game. Luckily, um, Pedri is training now with the team ahead of the game against Sociedad. The midfielder was one of the first players to pick up injury, ruled out of action following the game against Cadiz in round 2 in La Liga. He was ruled out for nearly 2 months and returned to team training in time as per his recovery. However, he was not given the green light for any match. Now the player is back in team training and could be part of the squad list for the game against Real Sociedad. Meanwhile, Frankie de Jong is still not back in training with the group. He trained only alone today and will likely not make it back in time to face Sociedad. His absence has severely hampered Xavi plans this season. Barcelona's midfield seems lost in possession often and lose control, especially in the second half of games when oppositions rake up the pressure. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.